Shifting focus now to Ukraine. You see, its front line has collapsed. Ever since Russia captured Avdiivka, what was considered Ukraine's last big stronghold, Putin's troops have been able to make big gains in Ukraine. There are growing concerns about NATO's continued support for Ukraine's forces, who, according to military experts, are both outmanned and outgunned along the front. Russian forces have been able to maintain momentum since Ukrainian troops retreated from this key Donetsk town on the 17th of February. They left in haste because they ran out of weapons. Moscow's advances since then have been incremental and are unlikely to be rapid in the short term. However, holdups in Western aid for Ukraine threaten to hand Russian forces a big advantage on the battlefield. On Thursday, Russia captured a new position in Zaporizhia. According to videos released by the Russian Defense Ministry, Russian troops have reportedly secured a new position in the town of Robotyne. Russian military claims to have occupied a more favorable position. According to the American non-profit research group ISW, Russian forces are exploiting tactical opportunities that have opened up by Avdiivka's seizure. They are now trying to push as far as possible into the surrounding area before Ukrainian forces can establish more cohesive defensive lines. According to ISW, Russian troops have made advances in other parts of Donetsk Oblast, namely west of Bakhmut and in nearby eastern and central Ivanivsky. You see, Avdiivka was a major victory, but a victory nonetheless for Russia. The preaching of this Ukrainian stronghold puts serious doubts on the country's overall strategy, and that too among the holdup in the U.S. amid the holdup in the U.S. Congress over aid. The U.S. Senate has supported a $95 billion aid bill, remember, for Ukraine, over $60 billion being allocated for Ukraine. But it still needs approval from the U.S. House of Representatives. If the aid bill is not passed soon, Ukraine could lose more to Russian troops. Moscow is already looking for opportunities that will cement its gains in Donetsk. War experts saying that Ukraine just does not have good secondary lines. They warn that Ukraine is behind on entrenching across the front. And let's not forget, Russian military has shown it is capable of sustaining offensive pushes. In the coming days, they could also find more and more open terrain. And then what will Ukraine do? Earlier this week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky revealed for the first time the official figure of losses. He revealed that 31,000 Ukrainian troops had been killed, although other Western estimates put the tally much higher. And that's the thing. Ukraine is not only running out of weapons, it is running out of men to fight the war. Ukraine is both outmanned and outgunned along the front. Its capabilities in stifling Russian advances will hinge on the Western long-range weapons. Reports saying that among the big-ticket items which will hopefully make a difference in the war are the coveted US-made F-16 fighter jets. Denmark and the Netherlands are among a group of countries which have committed dozens of the aircraft to Ukraine. But the reality is it could take time before these jets actually help Ukraine's war effort. And currently, Ukraine relies on Soviet-era MiG and Sukhoi jets. And one reason for the Russian success in Avdiivka was Russia's local air superiority. Russia used its air superiority to drop glide bombs. For the unversed, glide bombs are large inert weapons that are fitted with fins, so they fly further and strike more accurately. And Zelensky claims that Russia had dropped more than 3,200 glide bombs since the beginning of the year. Zelensky is saying that Ukraine's strategic goal this year is to deprive Russia of air superiority. The first deliveries of F-16s are expected this year, but with Ukrainians still training on these jets, is air superiority a goal that Ukraine will be able to achieve this year? We will have to wait and watch. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.